Hello, and welcome to this module when we're going to talk about the protective characteristics. There's 3 modules in total. This is the first, talking about protective characteristics. The second talks about prohibited conduct, and the third talks about the wider issues relating to discrimination. And of course, what all 3 modules are doing are looking at the very big topic of discrimination. So today, we're here to focus on protective characteristics. My name is Professor Kathy Daniels, and I run my own consultancy, writing, talking, and advising about employment law. Now, we're talking about discrimination. So we're talking about the Equality Act 2010. And what we're doing in this module is looking at the grounds on which you cannot discriminate. And these are what we refer to as the protective characteristics. Now, any treatment that upsets people is not good, but it's not necessarily discrimination. For somebody to be able to bring a claim of discrimination, the treatment that they are complaining of must relate to one of the protective characteristics. So, if, for example, I am being teased and subjected to horrible treatment because I support a particular rugby club, that's not good. But I can't bring a claim of discrimination because sports team support is not in the list of protected characteristics. So we do need to be careful when we're thinking of discrimination claims. Whenever we're looking at whatever the issue is, we must be able to relate it back to a protected characteristic. Now, that, of course, doesn't mean that we're not going to take action if an employee is complaining about something that's unfair or nasty or whatever that doesn't relate to a protected characteristic, but they can't bring a claim of discrimination. Now, we've got the 9 protective characteristics on the screen: age, disability, gender reassignment, marital status and civil partnership, maternity and pregnancy, race, religion and belief, sex, and sexual orientation. And these are the 9 protected characteristics in the Equality Act 2010. Now, you may look at this list and think, but I'm sure we can't treat people less favourably because they're in a trade union, or they're not in a trade union, or they're on a fixed-term contract, or they're on a part-time contract. And you're absolutely right. But those 3 areas are not covered in the Equality Act 2010. There is separate legislation relating to each of those 3 areas.